Hello everyone. Today I'm very excited about our 18th interview from the ToolSense interview series workshop talks. I'm Jennifer and I'm responsible for communication at ToolSense. And our guests today are Taher Jhanjharya, Group CFO, and Samir Mustafa, Assistant Gene at EFS Facilities Service Group. And then, of course, I would like to introduce Alexander Manafi, CEO and co-founder of ToolSense. Mr. Jhanjharya, perhaps you could tell us a few sentences about yourself and EFS.
Hello everyone. EFS is a global leader in facilities management. We are based out of 21 countries, operating more than 34 groups of companies across the region, providing over 75 services, and mostly we work with large corporates, government entities, semi-government entities in this region. Um, we are a company that strives to be a preferred provider of choice, and not number one or number two, because we believe that if we deliver our mission and vision, which is to make sure that we are the best service provider out there, the sustainable service delivery out there, we will have a long-term commitment from our customers, for our customers, and with this objective in mind, we always work with our people being our first priority. And this is a bit about EFS. I have been with EFS for the past 13 years as a group CFO, and I lead the technology and the finance function at the company.
Thank you very much. Then we already come to our first question. Mr. Jhanjharya, how did you first get in touch with Alexander and ToolSense?
So I think the idea of ToolSense actually happened a bit uh, inbuilt into the business. We have something called a Young Leaders Program, and every year new joiners in the business are encouraged to come up with ideas about business challenges that they see in the operations of the business. Fortunately, one of the year, uh, our business challenge team came up with the problem that the tool management and the equipment management wasn't efficient in the company. There was a lot of emails going back and forth, and they wanted to actually come in and create an app that made this life easier. I started looking for something which would be similar in the market, and this is where ToolSense came up as the first name through my search. We reached out to ToolSense, and after that, it was just a walkthrough on how that system works.
Thank you. And Mr. Jhanjharya, how did you work in asset management prior to ToolSense, and what were the challenges?
Prior to that, as I was just saying, that the entire procedure was quite manual. Every request was tracked on emails. Supply communication was on emails for purchasing requests, whether it's for maintenance, whether it's for sub part maintenance. Even if different sites wanted to communicate and find out where the equipment was, they had to send emails between each other and try basically keep searching till the machinery was found. Um, Asset maintenance and registration were two different parts. So asset register was maintained in the financial systems, but when it came to the operational assets for our own tools and equipment, there was absolutely no system available on the ground, and this was something which caused a lot of inefficiencies within us.
Okay, really interesting. And Mr. Jhanjharya, why did you decide for a partnership with ToolSense, and where do you see the value add that ToolSense can bring?
Um, ToolSense came up as a very natural choice. First of all, when I searched for the parameters that I had a challenge with, ToolSense presented itself as a solution that already understood that problem. It had good use cases where it is solving that problem for other leaders in the business, and it provided the solution that we needed to go forward with in our business. So this is where our discussions with ToolSense started, and I think in a business like FM, we are very price sensitive. We are wanting things to be fast to market. We want things to be agile. We want things to be lean, and I think ToolSense offered all of those because we went for a very quick deployment. The solution was easy to deploy. It was quick to learn for the users. There was a change management process to it. Yes, there always is for the mindset to change, but I think the tool itself was very simple. The POC went very smooth, and I think the partnership that ToolSense team provided, whether it was supporting us on the entire planning of the transitioning, the management itself, understanding our requirements, being price sensitive, all of these elements just made it a natural fit for us.
Nice. Thank you very much. And Mr. Jhanjharya, what was your vision for the partnership with ToolSense?
Um, Honestly, my vision is that we have more than thousands and thousands of assets across our business. We have actually been rolling out to our sites in a phased out manner. We even haven't scratched all our sites yet. We haven't even reached out to all our sites yet. But I think we have already uploaded thousands of assets on the tool. And my vision is that there'll be a point in EFS that no tool gets acquired, deployed on site, or maintained without having a ToolSense sticker and ToolSense processed through it. So the entire strategy of tools efficiency, tool management, and being able to deploy these tools more efficiently through having the right data is where ToolSense would be our vision, where it becomes an integral part of our day-to-day business for us.
Thank you. And now a question for Mr. Mustafa. How was the experience of rolling out ToolSense in the field? What was the response of coworkers and suppliers?
Hello everybody, my name is Samir Mustafa. I'm here with EFS for the past 9 years. Well, for ToolSense, once it was presented to us, we found a bit a challenge to change the mindset of the team, especially with the FM. I used to send email to get my equipment repaired or I need a new one to the site. To get them to use the ToolSense, it was a bit of a challenge. However, we managed to get it across through everybody through different sessions. The support which we have it from ToolSense team as well during the initial period of mobilization and implementation on every site. Um, the ToolSense itself is quite friendly, easy to learn, as Mr. Taher mentioned. That's how everybody started to get curious to learn about it, implement it on site. Of course, with some enhancement, which ToolSense is always open and supporting us while we are acquiring new features, which they always come up with a solution. Even if it's not available, they always provide a workaround how we can do it and how we can implement it on sites. So overall, I would say, we are very satisfied with the ToolSense, the way it helps us to track and trace our equipment on site. It become one station for us where we don't need to go and search our emails. We can track where our equipments are available inside the stores, on different sites across of our business.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Mustafa, another question. In what situations does ToolSense help you today in your operations? Where do you save time and money with ToolSense?
Well, as I mentioned, it become easy for me to trace where all of our assets and equipments are located. That is one part of it. The features which is available from demobilizing to movement of the assets and reservation make it quite easy for us and the operation team to trace and find the tools which they are looking for, especially once it comes to a newly mobilized project. Now our target is to make sure everything is tagged, acquired through ToolSense before we mobilize it to the sites, with the option of reservation which ToolSense give to us on the application itself. It becomes very easy for the operation to go and trace what kind of tools and equipment they need and they can reserve it for their project.
Thank you. Mr. Jhanjharya, where do you see the status quo of digitalization in the facility management industry, and what do you think will change in the next 10 years?
I think there are different views to this because in different regions of the world, different levels of digitalization has taken place, and it has different priority. Specifically in Middle East, where labor is still considered cheaper than automation, people tend to drive business through hiring people to do the job rather than having equipment or tools and data to come and support us. I think that's going to change over the next 10 years specifically. A lot more focus will come on actual use of data. I mean, there's a lot of talk about data, there's a lot of structuring of data that happens, but actual synchronization and collection of their data is rarely happening in an organized fashion in every company here specifically. And I think that's something which we want to change. We want to change at EFS how we collect the data, how we utilize the data. The data should be from the source, not from secondary points, and it should also come into play as a single source of truth. We don't want 10 points of collection of the same data point. And I think that status quo for the industry will be that change is going to be constant. We need to keep evolving ourselves, whether it is data tools management, data management, whether it's even as simple as a screwdriver tomorrow. All of these things will have to provide the data that we require for the business to move forward.
Alexander, maybe you would like to add anything here?
Yeah, so for me, it's two things. On the one hand, for us, of course, it's we're very proud. I mean, EFS is a large organization, 22,000 people in 21 countries, and for us to have a small impact and help the employees a little bit is for us very exciting. And also what I find really fascinating is that we have both parameters here. So we have on the one hand, we have the vision, right? And we have, let's say, the leadership that supports this and like also makes decisions fast and drives everything. And on the other hand, we have really also very good execution. And for me, Samir is really a prime example. So he drove the rollout extremely well, and it was really great to see how fast everything got adopted, and how fast we also made progress. So to see those two factors combined and the results that this can bring, I think that's very exciting that we can be a part of that. And also I think it's a big competitive advantage for a company like EFS to have such speed and such an effective manner.
Thank you. Then we already reached the end. Thank you very much for this exciting exchange. I was very pleased that you, Mr. Jhanjharya, and Mr. Mustafa were here today, and perhaps we will hear from you again very soon.
Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you, Alexander, for the partnership and for this opportunity. We look forward to building on this. Thank you.
Thank you.